Hey folks, how are you doing and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leonard and you're watching the Product Reviewer. So today is the birth of a brand new format on this channel where we're going to talk about smartwatches every once in a while, probably every month from now on. So we're going to talk about smartwatches that were just released, smartwatches that we can expect to be released in the near future, or probably just some new operating systems that we can expect and all that jazz. Now, before we jump into the video, don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you don't want to miss out on any new smartwatch reviews or just news in general about smartwatches. So the first topic on my list will be new smartwatches to come and new smartwatches that were just released. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. And the first smartwatch will be the G-Shock GSW H1000, which will be released in May 15 here in Germany in the colors black, black and blue, and red. And yes, I'm talking about those big chunky smartwatches. I mean, digital watches that all our dads used to wear. At least my dad did when I was a kid. So I never loved watches, and he always had this big chunky smartwatches, and I always had to wear one of them. He tried, but he failed. Well, now I do reviews about them. So Casio released its first smartwatch ever last year, which was the GBD H1000. And the difference to the newer model now is that the newer model has the Wear OS system. So they combine in the durable design of the G-Shock, and they're using my much loved operating system Wear OS. We will also get a dual layer display, which basically means we have two displays stacked on top of each other. One will be a color LCD touch display, which will only be active when you're actively doing something like swiping on the screen, stuff like that. And the second one will be monochrome always on display, which is supposed to save some battery for the G-Shock models. We will also get a 1.2-inch display with the resolution of 360 by 360, so we can expect some decent crispiness out of it, if crispiness is the word. As for the activity tracking, we will have 15 activities and 24 indoor workout modes. So we'll have the usual stuff like walking, running, hiking, I guess, cycling probably, and we'll get a decent variation of water and winter sports. The battery life will last for about 1 to 2 days, depending on your usage of course, and it can even go up to 30 days if you're willing to not use the smartwatch as much. But it's a smartwatch, we want to use it. So you're probably going to have 1 to 2 days. This smartwatch is also going to have an accelerometer, gyroscope, ambient light sensor, optical heart rate sensor, and a lot more. Now, this watch is going to be water resistant up to 200 meters, which is insane deep. So not a lot of people are going to use this feature, I guess, and it will be shock resistant. Now, since the smartwatch is going to have a microphone, we will probably, now I only think about it, but we probably can do on-wrist calls and a Google Voice Assistant. And as for the last 2 points, this watch is going to be compatible with iOS and Android, and it will cost you $700 bucks. Yikes. Now, if you want to look it up, what I just told you, I will probably put the link down in the description if you want to read it yourself. So obviously, we're not going to talk about every single smartwatch that was just released or is going to be released in the future, like in October, November, December, or whatever. So we're going to have videos with the length of probably 7 to 10 minutes. Probably, let's see how it pans out at the end. So we will probably have enough time for like 3 to 4 smartwatches to cover and some general news. Let's head to some of the new smartwatch releases. And the first one on my list will be the OnePlus Smartwatch. Now everyone is already talking about it. Big YouTubers like Unbox Therapy, The Verge, and they already created their review about it. And as soon as I get mine, I will do one too, so that you will find on this YouTube channel. But I didn't have mine, I don't have mine yet, so you gotta wait a little bit longer. Now this watch will be available in 3 different colors. One is the Midnight Black, Moonlight Silver, and the Cobalt Limited Edition. Now let's head to some specs. You will get a 1.39-inch touch AMOLED display with a resolution of 454 by 454, so we can expect some decent crispiness out of it. Unfortunately, it is only available in one size, which is 46 millimeters, which is quite big for most forearms. Now, personally, I like mine a little bit bigger, so it's no problem for me, but maybe for you. The OnePlus Watch will weigh in at 45 grams, and you get basically every sensor that you can think of. Now, one big thing to mention is that it's only available for Android users and Android 6.0 and above, and iOS users, unfortunately, you gotta wait a little bit longer. Now, you get a 402 mAh battery with it, so you can expect to have like 14 days of battery life. Also, you will have built-in GPS, a microphone, speaker, 4 gigs of memory, so you can store music actually on that smartwatch. And all of that just for 160 bucks, which is quite a deal in my opinion. As I know, there's much more to say about these smartwatches, like the different sport modes, but I'm not trying to do a full in-depth review, so please forgive me that. As for smartwatches number 2 and 3, we will talk about the Polar Ignite and the Polar Vantage M2. Now, I already did a review about the Polar Vantage M2, so I'll probably leave a link in some corner over here so you can look at the whole review video. And first up, I gotta tell you that you cannot compare the Polar brand to the likes of a Fossil Gen 5 or the Samsung Galaxy brand, since the Polar brand is more focused on the accuracy of the devices than rather to have a lot to play around with. That's especially the case with the Polar M2, and let's start with that one. This watch has a 1.2-inch display with a resolution of 240 by 240, and it features onboard GPS, a battery life of 7 days on normal usage, it is water resistant up to 30 days, and you have all kinds of sensors. Now, this watch is very accurate on the heart rate reading and has over 130 different sport modes to choose from. The M2 also has a sleep tracker, it has a nightly recharging option, which basically tells you how fit you are the next day. It has a weather widget, which the older models didn't have, and you have the fueling option and a few more shenanigans. Whereas the Ignite 2 is a little bit more casual, if I can say it like that. Now, don't get me wrong, it still has all the sport mechanics and very accurate heart rate reading, but it has a 1.2 LCD touch display with a resolution of 240 by 204 and is a little bit more responsive than the M2. Now, this watch will be released over here in Germany on April 21st, so as soon as I get my hands on it, I will do a review on it. So you'll find it right here in this video or on this channel somewhere, I don't know when. But anyways, now let's head to some features and some specs. Now, this one is water resistant up to 30 meters, so you can easily go do some swimming in the pool or open water swimming. The battery life will last for about 5 days, and if you have the GPS continuously turned on, it will last 20 hours, but it can go up to 100 hours if you're using the battery saver mode. You also get a music player, weather widget, sleep tracker, different watch faces, and a lot more. So now that we got that out of the way, let's head to the next topic, which are some speculations. So not everyone knows it, but the summer of 2021 is packed with big name smartwatches waiting to be launched. Now, nothing what I'm about to tell you is 100% accurate, but we will get to see the Fossil Gen 6 or even a Fossil Gen 6e. How do I know this? Normally, Fossil releases its wearables every year since 2015, as they released its first smartwatch ever, which was the Fossil Q Founder. So 2020 was an exception, and we can only assume, but probably the coronavirus played a big role in that. So Gen 5 was released in 2019, August, September. And in a briefing with wearable spokesman, they said they're planning on having 2-year cycles. So if I do my math correctly, 2020, 2021. So we might get to see a new Fossil Gen 6 in 2021. As for the pricing, we can expect it to be around the $300 mark, since the Fossil Gen 5 as it was released was also around that $300 mark, was its cheapest model. Also, I hope we get to see, or finally get to see, the Snapdragon Wear 4100, since the Fossil Gen 5e didn't have it, even though it was already available by the time as it was released. So guys, for now, that's all the information I have for you this month. Next month, we will talk about the rumors of the Samsung Galaxy 4 as well as the Active 4. Also, we're going to talk about the new Harmony OS system that we're about to see on the Huawei 3, as well as the newer smartwatch releases. So folks, also, please write down in the comments below how you like this news format. And with that being said, I hope you liked it. And if you did, don't forget to leave a like. Also consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out on any new smartwatch releases and reviews and news in general. With that being said, bye.